My daughter was rejected from her dream college, so I exposed their admissions director for selling spots to wealthy families. Now half the college's board has resigned, my daughter's been offered a full scholarship, and the family that paid $300,000 for her spot is threatening to sue me for invasion of privacy. Mia spent 4 years working toward the college's prestigious architecture program. Perfect, TED-A-paid design competition awards, community service. She did everything right. When rejection day came, she was devastated but tried to accept it gracefully. Maybe I just wasn't good enough, she said, breaking my heart. I might have left it there if I hadn't bumped into Diane Walsh at the grocery store the next day. Diane's daughter Taylor had also applied to the college's architecture program with a 3.2 TEMILers, no extracurriculars, and portfolio work that Diane once admitted Taylor's private tutor had mostly created. Yet somehow Taylor got in. We're just so blessed, Diane gushed, not knowing Tourdays had been rejected. Robert made some calls to his college connections. Sometimes it's about who you know, right? Robert Walsh sits on 3 corporate boards and has buildings named after his family at 2 other universities. The some calls comment stuck with me. I work in corporate finance and understand how money influences institutions, but something felt wrong. After researching similar cases at other universities, I filed a Freedom of Information request for communications between the Walshes and the college's admissions office. What came back shocked me, partially redacted emails showing Robert Walsh's generous contribution of $300,000 to the architecture department's discretionary fund just 2 weeks before admission decisions. More concerning were the exchanges between Walsh and admissions director Philip Carlson discussing special consideration for Taylor's application and references to our arrangement. I didn't immediately go public. Instead, I sent the evidence to the college's ethics committee and board of regents. Their response: a form letter thanking me for my input on the competitive admissions process. So I created an anonymous email account and sent everything to the student newspaper, 3 local news outlets, and an education reporter at the local newspaper. Within 48 hours, the story exploded. Carlson's emails revealed this wasn't an isolated incident. He'd been operating a shadow admission system for years, accepting donations from wealthy families in exchange for admission spots, sometimes taking personal kickbacks. At least 7 students in the architecture program alone had benefited from this arrangement. The college initially tried to contain the scandal, claiming these were escalated irregularities, but when 2 other parents came forward with similar experiences of rejection, despite stellar applications, the college couldn't ignore it anymore. The fallout was swift. Carlson resigned in disgrace. The college launched a comprehensive review of 5 years of admissions decisions, finding dozens of questionable cases across multiple departments. Yesterday, Tayens received a call from the new interim admissions director, offering her admission to the architecture program with a full merit scholarship. The email acknowledged the unfortunate circumstances and praised her exceptional application. The college is suing Carlson and he's countersuing them. But most surprisingly, the Walsh family has threatened to sue me for invasion of privacy and intentional interference with educational opportunity, claiming I specifically targeted their daughter. They don't know I am behind the expose. The evidence was published anonymously, but they've hired a private investigator to find the source. Meanwhile, Taylor withdrew from the college after campus protests about admissions fairness made her position uncomfortable. I haven't told Tezage what I did. She believes the college discovered the irregularities themselves during an internal audit. Part of me feels guilty about the upheaval, especially for students like Taylor who may not have known about their parents' actions. But watching Hazard unpack her architecture supplies in her new apartment near campus yesterday, I couldn't regret it. The system was broken, and sometimes fixing broken things requires making a mess first.